Welcome to a Solve With Me video. This video is for framing questions for class 9 and 10. La famille visite les grands-parents. La famille is underlined, so this has to be your answer to the question. Okay, to the question that you write. So, I've given you the hints as to what kind of underlined part will give you what kind of question mark. So, la famille is a person, right? The family made up of people, so you will have to use qui. And remember, with qui, you do not invert anything. Okay, so you just copy the rest of it as it is and you put a question mark. So qui visite les grands-parents. Then nous sommes en France. We are in France. Now the underlined part here is a place. So you have to use the question word où. Okay. Now for any and every question word besides qui, you have to invert. So now où you have to invert here. This is a pronoun and this is a verb. So you can directly invert, bring the verb in front, hyphen, pronoun, question mark, où sommes-nous? Okay, then, les jeunes échangent des photos. What is underlined? Des photos is photographs, which is an object. So you have to use que. Okay, now, les jeunes is a person which you cannot invert, so you keep it as it is. Then you keep the verb also as it is, échange. And then you put the appropriate pronoun. Okay, so les jeunes is the young people, which will best go with elle, masculine plural. So you just insert that here. Okay, is there anything else in the sentence left? No. Is there a clash? No. Question mark? Done. Then, vous avez chanté magnifiquement. The underlined part now is an adverb, so you have to use comma. Okay, now you have vous, you have avez. This is already a pronoun. You can directly invert it with the verb. Vous avez will become avez-vous, and then whatever is left, chanter. Question mark. Antonio va à la gare pour réserver des billets. So Antonio is going to the station to reserve tickets. So this is a justification. Remember, pour, parce que, car are all indications of justification, which will mean your question word becomes pourquoi, why. Okay, now you cannot invert a person, so you write it as it is. Then you write the verb also as it is. Now you invert. Antonio is best substituted with elle, masculine singular, so you write that. Now there is a clash, so you put the T also, dash, dash, and then the rest. Okay, please don't write the underlined part in your answer. Pourquoi Antonio va-t-il à la gare? Okay, then je commence mon travail à 9h du matin. Now the underlined part here is a timing. Is it a general timing or is it a specific time? It's saying 9 a.m., which is being very specific, right? So you have to use à quelle heure is your question. Now, whenever your answer is in terms of je, the question has to be in terms of tu. So first convert this into tu. Je commence, the tu form is tu commences with an S. Okay, now invert this. This is a pronoun, this is a verb, so you can directly invert it. Commence dash tu. Now, mon travail will also have to change here. It will have to become ton travail. Okay, this is common sense. The entire question, not only the je has to change, the any possessive adjective will also have to change. Je commence mon travail. The logical tu form would be tu commences ton travail. Okay, and accordingly you frame your question. So, à quelle heure commences-tu ton travail? Now, the first one on this slide is Sonia est absente car elle ne fait bien. So, can you see the underlined part here is a justification. It is a reason. It starts with car, which is because. Therefore, the question word you have to use is pourquoi. Okay. Now, Sonia is a noun, so you keep it where it is. Then you put the verb. Then you put the suitable pronoun to replace Sonia, which is elle. Put a dash. There is no clash, so that's fine. And then you take the rest of the sentence. Absent and a question mark, very important. Next one, il y a 10 mots dans le panier. 10 mots, it is a number. Okay, it's a quantity. Therefore, you have to use combien de. Now remember, combien de is special because you need to say combien de what. This has to be a noun here. So you are talking about mango. So you'll have to say combien de mots then you come back to the start of the question. Now, remember, this is a little bit of an exception. Okay, so when you have Ilya, the inverted form of it, or the inversion of Ilya is ya til. Okay, just learn this by heart. So Ilya will become ya til. Okay, this is the inversion, and then you carry on the rest of the sentence. Dans le panier, and put the question mark. Je travaille avec mes amis. Now the mes amis here is a person. Okay, so you will start with qui. Now this is a bit of an exceptional statement when it comes to qui. I know you have been told that you don't have to invert, but now look at this. You have a preposition that is avec before the qui. So whenever you have the preposition before a person, your question is not just qui, it will be avec qui. Okay, whatever the preposition may be, the preposition carries forward with the qui. And whenever you have a preposition with the qui, you have to invert. Okay, when you have just qui alone, there is no inversion. But when you have something and then qui, then you have to invert. Okay, when something here, I mean a preposition. So when you have avec qui, you have to invert. Now this is je travaille. So first convert it into a tu form. It will be tu travailles with an s, and now you invert this and you get avec qui travailles-tu. Okay, it should make sense. So I work with my friends. With whom do you work? Okay, avec qui travailles-tu? This makes sense. Then Adil Shah était un sultan musulman. Here you're talking about a person, so it is qui. Now when you're starting straight off with qui, there is no inversion happening. Okay, it is just qui. You will not invert anything. So you will say qui était un sultan musulman. Question mark, important. Then le vieillard parle calmement et doucement. These are both adverbs, calmly and sweetly. So your question word has to be comment. Okay. Then le vieillard is a noun, so you keep it as it is. Then you keep the verb also parle as it is. Now you invert. Le vieillard corresponds to which personal pronoun? It is elle. Now there is e and I clash, so you put t in between, separate with hyphens. There's nothing more, so you put a question mark. Comment le vieillard parle-t-il? Then last one, les vols arrivent demain soir. Demain soir is tomorrow evening, which is a timing, but it's not a very specific timing. So you will not use à quelle heure, you will use quand. Non-specific timing is quand, specific timing is à quelle heure. Les vols is a noun, the flights or the planes, so you leave them as it is. Keep the verb also as it is, arrive, and then you invert with a suitable pronoun. Les vols corresponds masculine singular, masculine plural, I'm sorry. So elle in the plural, nothing more to the statement, question mark, and you're done. Quand les vols arrivent-ils? Okay, with this we wrap up. Solve with me on framing questions. Thank you.